All right. So what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to a special segment of He Said, She Said, and The Real featuring Lefty and LoveBug. We finna get it in. Tonight will be real, raw, and relevant for those of you who this may be your first time checking us out. This is a special segment. You get the full crew. Camo Chick, Mr. Smokefella, and ourselves every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. But tonight we're going to do something a little special. We're going to give you some real, raw, and relevant conversation. But check in. Lefty, how was your day? How was your week? Be real, raw, and
there go that noise again. Hold on.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry.
Technical difficulties every time.
Every time, baby. Every time. So, oh man, so far so good. This weather then, our bipolar Chicago weather then flipped up on me. But you know how that go. So other than that, no, it's been a good week.
All right, it's been a good week. It's a good week for me. Our Bears play this week. I'm ready for yet another win. We 5-1. I'm repping Chicago all day.
Straight from Texas.
Straight from Texas. Straight from El Paso. Right. All day. So so tonight, Lefty, our conversation.
Yeah.
Well, first, let's make sure we shout out our audience because we have the dopest audience in the world. So shout out. We got Robin in the house. What's up, Robin?
Facts. What's up, Robin from Indy, baby?
We got Amanda in the house. Indiana is repping hard tonight. What's up, Mandy? We got Tia in the house. What's up? We got Tiff. Look, Camo Chick is checking in with us.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
What's
going on?
All right. So look, y'all, it's finna get real, raw, relevant. This is a special segment where you get Lefty and LoveBug all to yourself. And tonight's topic is closure. Lucky.
Yes.
Lucky.
Closure.
So we want to kind of start from the divorce perspective, right? Because we both been divorced. We not gonna y'all not getting all our personal business tonight. I ain't telling y'all my business tonight. But
we ain't going super candy.
Right. But
just in peace.
Yeah, Lucky and I are both the divorced people on the crew, so we want to talk a little bit from a divorce perspective, but not to leave anybody out. Breakups. If you've been in a situationship long enough, a relationship long enough, them breakups are crazy, regardless of if it's a divorce or legal or not. But let's go in. I'm gonna kick it to you.
So if you I don't know if everyone who follows the page, if you saw the blog that was posted, that was a dope blog. It was how to survive a divorce.
Yes, Sean and Chase went in.
Chase went in. They did a hell of a job with that. And what was dope about it was you got it from the person who filed for divorce and the person who got them papers. Who filed on. You got it from two perspectives. And that was great. And I think that's really and that really had me thinking, because it's two different sets of emotions, even though it's still very emotional, either way. Because at first you tend to think, if you're the person, getting served papers, you tend to think like this person, this heartless son of a, but from reading that, you can see that there's emotions that they go through
on both sides.
It's both sides.
Yeah. So when you look at the blog, so Chase served papers, and Sean was on the receiving end. They weren't married to each other, but you get to hear it from two different views. Me speaking as well, I was on the filing side, but definitely not without emotions, not without moments of regret, not without moments of wondering whether this was the right thing to do. So I think regardless of, I think of the song Gladys Knight, neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye.
Right.
So I don't necessarily think that there is a difference between the person who files and the person who receives. other than the person who goes to file just had the guts to finally be the first person to actually file. Like,
yeah, it kind of depends. It kind of depends because you just saw if people
Luke.
don't know Luke, and he was just like his wife just came to him like I want a divorce, and he's like stunned. So it's obviously something he didn't know what was going on. I understand if y'all in a bad marriage and y'all just both sick of each other and you're depressed. But what happens when you just get when you get sucker punched out of nowhere? Just
But is it
like
out of nowhere? Like, is it really out of nowhere, or is it that when you don't want to let go, when you're the person who is actually still wanting to make it work, is it that you didn't realize it was that bad, or you didn't realize that they would walk away? Because sometimes I think
it's
it's not
both.
that you
It's
didn't
both.
see the issues,
Well,
you
you
just
didn't
didn't
see
think
the
they would
issues,
leave.
but you never think. I think there's always a person that doesn't think the issues are to that point to where this is the route we're going to take. Like we're actually going to serve papers because we argue every 6 months. You know what I mean? Or like I leave the toilet seat up, or just something crazy. So when people harbor feelings like it may be in you just burning you up. You may hate the way I breathe or brush my teeth or anything. Just like I'm so sick of this dude. Now I don't know because you still speaking to me and kissing me goodnight, and and we still having sex, and it just seems like everything's okay, but you're harboring these feelings, and then one day you just explode, and then the other person is like, "Where did this come from? Like what is all this?"
I think you hit on a great point because I think we are bad at endings. Like, we do not, I think just naturally, women, men, I'm not going to put it on any particular sex. I don't think we know how to end things. And I think that's why you see so much like ghosting and, Jasmine Sullivan busting windows. And it's like we don't, when it gets to the point of letting go, like people go from one extreme to another. I'm just going to cut you off, stop talking to you, or it's a fight, or,
Right.
I really think we suck at endings.
Well,
And
I think, but part of that is because we suck at communication.
okay,
We
I
don't
give
know
you
how.
that.
We don't know how to. We don't know how to communicate. We always trying to say the other person's feelings. Like, but if something's eating at you, like you gotta let it out. You know what I mean? Because me and we always scream, we're not mind readers. I don't know you feel that way. Like you like tell me. I can't figure it out. You have to.
Yeah.
I can't figure it out. You don't like how I chew too loud. Damn it, tell me. No, don't sit there and be disgusted to the point where you don't want to be around me no more. Just say,
But you
hey,
know what,
bro.
Damani? I think you bring up a good point. I don't know that it's not that we don't always know how to communicate, but I also think that the women may have a different communication style than men. So let's look. Our audience has weighed in. Yeah, you can see the issues and still want to try and make it work. So people
Right.
are talking about, not want to leave. Nobody wants to be the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
That is all true. And I think sometimes the communication, I think sometimes we think we have communicated to you. It's just that the way we talk and the way y'all receive it is not the same. Now, I see all the memes, whatever the hell my kids say they are, memes, memes,
Right. Whatever it
those
is.
things, whatever they is. Like, I see it all where it's like the woman is like, "What's wrong with you?" Fine. And fine mean this, that, this, that, this, that, and
Right.
that.
Right. Yes.
However, y'all already know if I say fine, that's not what that means. Like,
No, but see,
yes,
that's not communication. That's not communication, though, because
listen.
now by the time you at that point where you saying fine, you already at your wits end. Tell me early. I need to know what the hell going on. And communicating isn't only when you argue. Don't express your feelings only through arguments because
Okay, that's true.
that never gets through. You have to literally sit down and have a conversation. Hey, babe,
Okay,
let's
so
talk.
let's model that because everybody sits on the panel, and we the misfits, so we don't never do what everybody else do. So
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Everybody says we should improve our communication, but let's actually say that. So I'm going to throw myself out there because I don't think this person is watching, so I think I'm fine.
you know it's going to be recorded, though. They can go back and look. Go ahead, though. Go ahead. Let it rap.
All right, and then I don't care. So was dating somebody, right? And we had, no arguments, never saw where the vibe changed, but like I got that text message one morning that was like, "Hey, I don't think this gonna work out." Like, where was the communication before then? And tell me, I picked up that something was shifting between us, but I couldn't put my finger on it. Give me an example of how I could have communicated better, because my thought is communication requires two people.
Right.
So I'm gonna use a real life example and come at you and say, how could I have communicated better? How could I have?
Well, you got me stumped because I don't know. I mean, man, I think that's a person that seemed like it wasn't even no effort. If you just came out like that, like there was no effort, or maybe it just, I don't know. That's hard.
And we weren't. It wasn't a long relationship. It wasn't a lot invested into the relationship, or even defined as a relationship. But I think that happens more than we know. Is that? Mm-hmm. Is it that we don't want to communicate or can't communicate, or is it really that we don't want to put forth the effort of communicating? That person is not worth the communication, because communication takes work. And maybe I just don't want to do that, because we live in a cancel culture where block, cancel, cut off, that are cool. And ghosting is acceptable. Even long-term relationships, like you brought up a loop. Like, all right, I don't want to deal with you no more. I'm done. I don't want to work anymore.
Now let's talk about we also talk about the Texas couple.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
The guy that shot. Also, people who don't know, there was a married couple. They seemed pretty young. I don't know exactly. I forgot the ages, but you look it up. This guy shot his wife 10 times in front of their three kids.
Yep.
And what happened was she asked for a divorce. Now people have been chiming in, and just the people that knew them, they put a lot of these social media pics up. I'm not saying social media means you're happy, but they seem to be a very God-fearing couple. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be. They always look happy. Big, nice, and these are three young kids that they did this in front of. She asked for a divorce, and his last post was, "I probably won't get closure. Well, I won't get closure, but I'll win in the end," or something like that.
Yeah, he said, I'll never get closure, but I'm still gonna win.
I'm still gonna win, yeah.
Something to that nature, yeah. So, and then the next thing you know, he murdered her 10 times in front of the kids. And we don't have many of the details. It happened earlier this week. I think it happened like Sunday or Monday of this week in Texas. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So again, so my question to you, Damani, with closure, do you deserve it? Am I obligated to give you closure?
Obligated is a strong. That's a strong word. Obligated may be a little too strong. I think it's human of you. It just shows that you do have a heart to give someone closure. You know what I mean? You don't have to, and a lot of times we don't get closure. You just look up and you probably think back to as far as when you first started dealing with people, having relationships. Probably some things you still never got closure on. I mean, your life went on, but it would have been nice just the human side of you to hear, like exactly what happened, especially if you were the one that was hurting from it. Because when you hurt somebody. When you hurt somebody. And they know. So to just lead them out there,
Amanda weighed in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Amanda weighed in. She said, speaking from experience, you learn how to fake it in front of others. So I guess she's speaking to the social media aspect. It's not always a good gauge of the company. Yeah, so we definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I want to hit on something you just said though about closure and getting it and knowing when Tiffany said everybody's closure is different. Give us a little bit more tip on why closure is different. But I will speak to this when I have had the ability to get closure, when I've had the ability to ask those burning questions of why or what did I do or what was broken. First up, I think I have amazing relationships with those exes, and I'm not saying that we talk to each other every day, but I think it definitely gave me the ability to let the bitterness go. Um, and so I appreciate every ex that whether, and usually, look, let me just say this, ladies. I'm not even gonna let Lefty come at us. I'm gonna say it. You cannot get closure in the midst of a breakup. Like that is the wrong time to ask for closure. Why y'all still arguing or why you still trying to get boo back? Like let's be clear. There's a difference between trying to get closure and trying to get that person back. So if you trying to find out why they leaving you in this moment so you can fix it so they won't leave you, that's not closure. That's something totally you trying to save it.
And a last smash session is not closure either. Because when Tiff posted that, everybody's closure is different. A last smash is not closure. It's just not. Stop it. You're setting yourself up for failure.
Look, Camo Chick hit it. She said some people need to understand the why, while others simply want the person to admit they were wrong or to apologize.
Great point.
That's a great point. So I will admit I got some exes where I just wanted you to tell me that you messed up. Like I just wanted you to admit that you realized that you let a good woman go.
Yeah.
But let me just speak now, ladies. It don't make you feel better when they admit that though.
But you know what? It depends on what it is. I've had to double back a few times in my life. You know, as far as to let young ladies know that, hey, you know what? You know, I was immature. I was still out here hot meeting. It really wasn't you. Because what we tend to do is jerks.
Hot meat is not a term. You cannot use hot meat. Flat, put it in a box.
We have our own dictionary on the show. So hot meeting is the new word. So we're not saying nothing out of pocket. It's a family show. A family show. So because a lot, I'm speaking for guys, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll bring you off as crazy. We'll bring you off. We'll make it like you're crazy. But we in the whole time we know what the hell we doing. We making you crazy, or we making you act crazy, and we driving you nuts. And then we use that as a reason why we out. See, that's why I'm leaving, because you always busting my car windows. No, she's leaving. You leaving because you just don't want to be with her no more, and you just don't know how to tell her. So you got to justify your act. You got to justify your decision. And we're bad with accountability. Men are very bad at accountability. I mean, we are. So sometimes you got to go back. I mean, when you grow up, though, you got to say what's real, right? It says he said, she said, in the real. We are horrible with accountability.
I know, but I mean, let's just be honest. Men are horrible at accountability. So for the ladies, we are reveling right now in the fact that a man is admitting to all of the things that we know that y'all do, but you make us think that we are crazy for accusing you of doing that. And I totally agree. I think my best friend, one of my best guy friends would always say, if a woman is acting crazy, what did you do to make her crazy? She didn't start out that way. Well, most women. There is some that's just like straight up crazy, and that's a totally different show. But for the most part, that's that push and pull. And I will say this last relationship caused a little crazy to come out of me that I thought I had resolved in therapy.
Thought it was gone.
I thought it was gone.
She came back out.
yeah. I had to tuck her back in real quick. Like, hey. But yeah, and I think it has to do with the ghosting, the lack of communication. Like Tiffany said, just want to know why, like what happened. And if it was somebody else, then just you know, I think more women will support me. Women, if you watching, support me in this statement. If it's another woman, tell us that. At least we know we're not crazy. Like, just be real. You know, I feel like Tony Braxton, just be a man about it and be like, I don't want to be with you anymore. I met somebody else, and take whatever licks come from giving me the truth.
That's harsh, because look at the damage that could cause. I know for me, if my girl come to me and say she left me for a whole nother dude, like, I'm gonna clutch my pearls and my soul gonna be touched, because I'm like, hold on, like, you know, now you're causing insecurities.
You know, okay, so my question to you, is it better for her to tell you that in a respectful way, or is it better for you to find out on social media when she starts talking about, ooh, my new boo took me here and we did this? Like,
yeah, I don't think either way it don't matter. The first new relationship your ex get in and you find out about it, you feel a certain type of way. Hey, everybody gonna try to deny it. That first relationship, you'll be like, this mother, I want them to be alone the rest of their life and be miserable and sad.
I agree.
Yeah, that's the petty. I agree. Right?
I just go the petty partner. I agree with you 100.
That's the petty in us.
And all of y'all people not petty cannot agree. But when boo thing break up with you, the last thing I want to do is see you smiling. Right. It's just like we were talking about a feature on my Android. So I don't know what y'all Apple people got going on, but you block people and then you go check your block messages to see if they text, because that's toxic as hell. Like, why am I blocking you to see whether you text or not?
Right. Well, that's a great comment there from Miss Tia. Feelings are going to be hurt either way. That's true. Yeah. But I think it's a way. Well, it has to be some type of way.
Look at Robin though. Robin said most men and women can't handle that kind of truth though. I can't have that. That is facts.
Those are facts. But then you want to do it. You're not making this long lasting effect and driving someone to the nut house, or making them insecure about themselves. You know, like, damn, what is it? Is it my weight? Is it for a man? Is it my penis? Is it my sex right? Like, what this cat got that I don't have, and that can cause some insecurities. And I know women go through the same thing. What did she have? What does she have that I didn't have?
Real talk, giving you an insider here. We size up the next chick that you choose, and we put them side by side like a comparison. Yeah. And we like, is she cuter than me? Is she smarter? Is she like, what does she have that I didn't have or that I didn't give you? And I think closure helps stop our mind from, I've been accused of overthinking, but I'm not the only one that sits back and say, well, what did she have that I didn't have? Like, why'd you choose her over me? Shoot, Destiny Child made a song about that. So I think that is an important thing to understand, that sometimes in a breakup, a person is just looking to keep their self-esteem intact, with
exactly
and their self-respect intact, that, okay, I can let you go, but like, I thought we were good and I thought I was a good woman. And I just want to know why you couldn't get it right with me. Or even worse, speaking from experience, you put up with all of his mess and he can't get right with you. And then
he comes save her. He comes save for the very next one.
The very next one, you want to settle down. You want to do right. You like, what the? You cheated on me 7 ways to Sunday. Now you faithful. Now like, what happened? And I think whether you get back with a person or not, and I understand, just because we didn't work doesn't make me a bad person, doesn't make you a bad person. But sometimes you need to go back and tell a person, like, hey, you was an amazing teacher for me, and I learned a lot, but you was my rebound. You was my transition,
Right, yeah. And collateral damage is a part of it. As Sean Gray has in the blog about, not making emotional decisions, like too fast, like trying to make decisions. And that goes from, dating other people, because you're pulling other people into your mess. I know I was guilty of it.
Sean
I was
posted
with y'all.
another blog that says, "Don't date that guy. Don't date this guy." And he
Yes, he
talks
did.
about, he literally talks about being this jerk, not purposely, but because he was so hurt that he just like used the women that came behind his ex, in different ways, and he wasn't ready.
And
So
some of that is you're protecting yourself. You're trying to protect yourself too, because you don't want to feel that type of pain again. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you protect yourself, and that is unfortunately, and we've all probably have done it, and we have probably been a victim at one time or another.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the rebound, because that touches my soul, because since I've been divorced, I seem to only attract men that are coming out of a relationship. And I have been, unfortunately, the doggone transition woman more times than I would have liked to have been. So let's talk about, why is it that we tend to need to transition? Why do transition relationships exist? Everybody will say, I think Robin put it here. You need to go sit on the couch. You need to work on yourself. You need to answer questions, get closure, and heal before you move on. That's all fine and good on the should
right.
be.
It sounds good in stereo.
That sounds good.
But the reality of it is that, first of all, you don't want to be alone. Especially the person that got dumped. You don't want to be alone. You got some type of insecurities. You got to get your self-esteem back up. What's the old saying? I know for men, man, get over somebody by getting on top of somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you get over somebody by getting underneath somebody.
Right, that's the women say.
That's what women say. I got you.
I bet not ever hear no man say get under somebody. That's weird. So but that's a whole other show. So
I was gonna say that's after night. That's
right,
after dark.
that's a whole other show. Right. So yeah, but not. I don't think, and you're not intentionally doing it. And you know how it is, especially after divorce. It's emotional roller coasters like crazy. You'll go through 1 week, I want to be with somebody. The next week, I want to be single. And then the next week, I'm back in love again. And then a month down the line, now I want to be single. I did this too fast. You're all over the place because you're not rational at all. And you're making terrible decisions. And I get it. A lot of people like these are great comments on here. But we all know, don't nobody want to be sitting at home with the sad face, watching the Notebook and what's these sad ass movies that be on TV and crying.
Oh my God.
And then when you the depressing, when your friends don't want to be around you because you bring the mood down all the time. Nobody be talking about it all the time. And it's hard, man. It's tough.
You know what, Lefty? This is why we keep it real, raw, and relevant. The transition relationship is necessary. It is not in our nature to be alone, and especially not during an emotional period of time. So everybody can say that, go somewhere and heal and work on yourself. Don't nobody do that. I ain't met nobody that did that. And even the folks who claim they did it, and they still had a side dude that was breaking them off and they could emotionally cry to, or a side chick that they was having sex with. Ain't nobody trying to be by themselves, especially not after you have been left. And especially if the person that left you got somebody. That's the last time that you want to be by yourself. So
you're gonna have me out here lonely and sad while you kikiing and dressing alike, going to Great America. Hell no. Never. I know I went old school with that. I went old school.
You did.
I took it back with y'all now.
Now, what I will say is, just like with rotational dating, I think it needs to be some rules to the rebound. I need to know whether I'm a rebound or not. Now, my pastor, believe this, my pastor actually was talking about rebounds on one of our messages, our calls. And he talked about, well, there's a defensive rebound and there's an offensive rebound. And he didn't go into depth, but my mind went there, and I was like, ooh, Ooh.
Oh, he's right. He's absolutely correct.
Yeah, because there are offensive rebounds where you jump into a situation coming out of a situation so you don't have to deal with the pain of that last situation.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And then there are people who are defensively getting into rebound situations to avoid being lonely. Those are two different, but
it is.
we need
But
to talk about it.
I don't believe either one is done with harmful intent. I personally don't think. I don't think it's the intent is to hurt the next person. Like I said before, you don't know what you want. You're all over the place. And at that time, like you there for this person. You cool as hell. We have fun. You take my mind off that. So I'm like, oh man, man, I can chill with Shorty. She cool. Like, I can, so I'm not thinking about that. But it's not like I'm finna go out and just screw on her and then just, and ghost her and just to be doing it.
But does intention matter when it comes to what the impact is? The impact is you may not have intended to demolish somebody, but you've broken them. And then at that point in time, what's your responsibility? Because now you better. Because this is what pisses me off about a rebound. When I met you, you was sad and sorry and needed hugs and all that. And then we get to the point you back fun and you kicking it, and then you go give all that revived man to somebody else.
Right. That's when, I'm not gonna say obligated, but you definitely deserve. A person deserves closure off that. That you definitely deserve it, and it's for some people it's much needed, man. Like I've seen people that have been like messed up from relationships back in the 90s, like, and they still carry a lot of that hurt and they carry the baggage over with them, and their relationships never work out. They become defensive. You don't trust anybody. You just turn to this whole new person, and you like, damn, homie really messed you up.
Some relationships you just don't bounce back from. You just never the same.
Look, you the new boo. You want to call the old boo, fam? Can you call her and tell her it wasn't her? Please help me. She wilding over here. Like, man, she done broke my phone code. All type, man. Come on, man. What you do to her? Help me.
Now, Tiffany brought up a good point. She said you have to create your own closure. Quinn also brought up give yourself closure by forgiving yourself and moving on. So I do think, and even at the end of Robin's comment, it said a lot of times you have all the answers to the questions you have for closure. So sometimes
you just want to hear it.
You just want to hear the other person say, "You're a great girl, and I really enjoyed you, but I wasn't ready." And let me just tell you, Damani, you need to talk to your boy, Mr. Smokefella, because let me just tell you, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, that statement is not me. It's not you, it's me. If you want to turn a woman into a clinger,
that's terrible. That's a horrible statement.
Say that. Closure means you close the door. And what I have found with some men in conversations is like they keep their foot in the door. So I tell you all this great stuff about you and this amazing stuff, and I let you know I'm working on myself. And what you do is you show us that you have emotional maturity. I'm finna tell you right now, any woman that you have given closure to, that you've had a honest, emotional, raw conversation, I'm finna give you a secret. You call it 3 a.m. right now and she'll answer for you. Any chick that you've done that for.
Facts.
Any chick you've done that for, you can call, and I ain't talking about no booty call, but I'm saying 3 a.m., hey, something going on, she gonna answer for you. And you wanna know why? You didn't take her choice away. Camo Chick says this all the time. It is something about the way a man closes. If he doesn't take your choices away, if he respects you enough, I'm going to tell you another one. I'm going to tell you another one that y'all will get. And it's the last freebie that you men that are watching are going to get from the ladies. But another one, if you don't want to date me because you are emotionally unavailable. And you say that from the beginning, like, hey, you're a really dope chick and I'm really digging you, but I'm jacked up right now. And this ain't what you want.
Right.
You just created a stalker. Cause I'm hanging around. I'm hanging around because I think you're gonna turn the corner, and when you right, wrong, or indifferent, remember we are the relationship misfits.
You want to be there to when they standing up tall. You like to say catch them when they falling. No, I want to catch you when you're standing up.
Yeah, like when you you ain't ready now, but when you ready,
I'm gonna be the one. Like I'm gonna be the one you choose when you get ready. You ain't getting all this friendly advice and we talking on the phone. I'm helping you out so you can go be somebody else. No, that ain't what it's for.
No, because in real talk, it's so many men that don't give women their choices. It's so many men that manipulate and they lie and they play games and they do all of that. That when a man gives you an option, gives you an opt out, I'm telling you, fellas, I'm giving you free game tonight. When you allow a woman to have a choice, she is more likely to choose you because you respected her enough to give a choice. Now, when
what if you really don't want her to choose you? What if you really are being honest?
Then don't use those phrases.
But you can say a lot of different ways that can backfire on you. Because like you said, you're trying to close the door, you're trying to be honest, but then like you say, like you're trying to, like
when you're trying to close the door, you need to close the door. Don't be nice. You need to, like, literally, you need to close the door. And I think that was my situation that I just got out of. I think he just didn't, I just think he wasn't feeling me. And I get it. There's no real nice way to say that, but you, in essence, the way you said it and the way you interacted with me very politely for the next 3 weeks led me on. And so now we had a situation where I'm mad at you because I had a certain perspective and then I didn't like the way you treated me at the end, and it changes the way I look at you as a man. Instead of saying in that moment, you know what, I just don't think we're a good fit. Close the door. If you say it's you, not me, I think that I can fix you. The nurturer in me is waiting to take care of you. You have to close the door and say, we're not going to work under any circumstances.
Well, then too. So let me help the ladies out. Since you help the fellas out.
I help the ladies.
Smashing doesn't change nobody's mind. Let me help you out there right now. Let me help you out with that.
You can't say that while I got the glass to my
bad, but I got to put that out there because some people think they vagina can make a man change his mind, or thinking that you keep constantly sleeping with him off and on, having sexual relationships is going to make him ready or make him choose you when he is ready. Because men we're timing lovers. We're timing. We fall in love when at a certain time. Not a lot of times it's not y'all. Like, trust me, I'm putting it out there. You may be amazing, but when I ain't ready to fall in love, I ain't gonna fall in love. Period. That's most men. When it's not my love time. It ain't bull o'clock yet. It ain't. We'll call it bull o'clock.
I love it. It's not bull o'clock.
It's not bull o'clock. I'm not there.
So we have a biological clock, and men have a bull clock. And until your clock hit, it's time to have a boo. Then when your clock hit boo time, then the next boo that comes in is gonna be boo.
Right. So it doesn't mean she's necessarily better than you. She just came in. She walked through the door at bull o'clock. Bam. That was it. So in that scenario, it really wasn't you. It was me. It wasn't my bull o'clock yet. It wasn't my bull o'clock yet. It wasn't my bull o'clock yet.
If we got some t-shirt makers out there, I need a bull o'clock shirt. Is it bull o'clock? I need a shirt that says,
there you go.
There bull o'clock. Ladies, we need to make it happen. Lefty, you just did it. Is it bull o'clock? I need a shirt that says
I want 15% off every shirt sold. My bull o'clock, baby.
Woo!
Somebody else did it. That's dope.
That's deep. That is deep. Someone else giving you closure is too much power over your life. I agree. I think it does give them power if they are trying to manipulate it. I do think that
Right.
two emotionally mature people can have a conversation about why things are ending. And okay, I'm putting my business hat on again. It's no different than an exit interview from a job. Why do you think we ask these questions when you resign? We want to know, are you leaving us for another job? Is it because they pay more? Is it better benefits? You want to know why? Because we want to know how to step our game up the next time so that we can improve. And so I think to some extent, this is an argument I have with rotational dating. You don't get an opportunity to have exit interviews when you rotationally dating. You just jumping. You're not taking the time to analyze why this last one broke before you jump into another one. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I agree that if I'm begging you, oh, give me closure, that's a transfer of power.
Right.
But
correct.
But for the most part, when it has happened, it's actually been cuffing season. You get them, hey stranger, and
hey big head,
hey big head,
hey big head, how you doing? So so there's other side of you're not going to get closure when you want it. You're going to get closure when that person's ready to give it to you. You're never going to get it when you want it. So it doesn't work like that.
So there's a closure clock.
There's a closure clock.
There is.
Bull clock and closure clock. Now, like for me, I went to an ex like years later. It was years later, and I knew I jacked her up. I knew I messed her up. I went back, I'm gonna say 4 or 5 years later. And we were cool. Like we had been cool, you know, in between, like after the breakup, it was messy at first, but you know, we got to the point where I was just calling to say hi, how your mom and them doing. Like we were cool. And you know what? One day I was just like, man, I was a jerk. You know what I'm saying? Like it came out of nowhere. And it's like, and even though she didn't need it, she was okay. She had moved on. You know, it was cool. Right. She thanked me for it. She was like, I really appreciate that.
I would say too that most of the best closure I have gotten has been after a significant time has passed with the breakup, and I've been able to process it on my own. Like everybody said, I've been able to forgive myself. I've been able to move on, and then sit down and have a logical conversation that emotions are not all in it, and I can say, hey, you know, like this part really bothered me. And that person come back and be like, yeah, because I was jacking you over. Because now it's nothing invested in being honest. And so that's why I think I agree with you. There's an appropriate time if you really seeking closure. Like, and the question is, why are you seeking closure? Like, if you just want to hear somebody say you the bomb and you want your ego stroked, then yeah, closure, you just need to go sit on the couch but if you need to know why a relationship ended between a person because it's stopping you in some kind of way, like in reality, like
there's another piece to this too, is you have to make sure it's genuine as well, because you know, I ain't gonna, man, I hope a lot of all my guys watching, I'm just trying to help my sisters out tonight, that's all. But a lot of people do it because they trying to get back in your pants. Okay, I want to, man, she looking good. Man, booty didn't get fat. Man, she looking perky. She lost some weight. She right. Then you come with the old BS. It wasn't, you know, you was a good girl, and you know I should have did this by you. And then, but it could be something behind that. So like you said, it needs to be genuine. Like it has to be that time frame. Ain't nobody trying to smash. Ain't no motive getting nobody back. It's really genuine.
Okay, so for the ladies then, since you already violating all the man codes in the man cave and giving us all the goodies, I gotta ask you, then how do we tell the difference? Tell me what will help the ladies understand what's trying to get back in and what's legitimately, you know what, you crossed my mind and like, I was a jerk to you and I'm sorry. How can I tell the difference when these conversations come?
When he starts saying, let's get together. Hey, let's go out and get something to eat. Hey, what you doing later? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So
That's when he try to
apology,
when he
hook
try to
up.
link, right? Go instant to the link up.
Okay.
Instant to the link. You know,
All
man,
right.
baby, you still like Harold's? Some new Harold's over here. She's 6 wings fried hard, a little mild sauce.
Lemon pepper, please.
Get you
Extra lemon
together.
pepper. Yeah.
Get you
Extra.
all the way together. Yes, sir.
Can you not talk about Harold's? Ain't no Harold's in El Paso. Ain't no Harold's. Ain't no JJ's. I would love a 6-piece fried hard with extra lemon pepper right now. I digress. I digress. But I'm just saying.
Hey,
I
but y'all
miss
Mexican food. Y'all Mexican food down off the chain though.
You know what?
Y'all Mexican food right down there.
We got good food. Now I ain't gonna lie, we got good food. But I would take a deep dish Chicago style pizza right now and some wings. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Right. So yeah,
right.
that's definitely what you tell genuine. If they're not trying to link up, then I think yeah.
All right. Okay. So as long as they ain't trying to hook up afterwards. Well, I would tell you though, y'all slick. Cause some of y'all know that we know what you know. So it's the apology, and then it's like a couple of days later, it's the good morning, and then it's the hey, how you doing? And it stretches out over like a 2-3 week period of communication.
Yes, it does.
Then they slip in with the what you doing tonight? Not you. Not you.
He still know the little spot on your body to get you right. He trying to link up face to face. He can get you where he wants you. Then
my spot has changed. It moved. It broke.
So yeah,
that don't work.
Yeah.
Whatever worked for you now don't work for you. Now I will tell you, I have had some insincere inboxes with people who were very significant to me, and I had what I would consider very devastating breakups with these people have come back in like we cool, and like you didn't break my heart. Like I wasn't sitting there listening to the classics. I'm talking about all the 90s music, because 90s was the best relationship music it ever was, like besides the 70s. But 90s, I'm sitting there and I'm 112 crying and next crying, like I was crying over you.
Lenny Williams.
Yeah, I didn't call Williams on. You done broke a woman's heart when she can't go to work. When she got to call off for work because she can't pull it together and put her face on to go to work and concentrate, you really didn't mess her up. And so if I had to call off for work, then that's going to my repertoire. Talk about
so look, I got a question. I got a question. I want to involve our people out there listening. Right. Have you ever gotten back with an ex? I mean, somebody like that really like messed you up. Have you ever like gave them another chance? I would love to hear from some of our people on here. That's a great question.
Yep, and I shouldn't have never did it. Should never have.
Have you ever heard of stories of people that have gotten divorced and got back together and remarried? Like I actually read stuff like that. I'm like, wow.
Absolutely. Yeah. It ain't worked out for me that way. Which means that we are good decision makers in the first place. And when we left, we should have left well enough alone. But I will tell you, I have gotten back with someone, and it was, I think you have to heal. And I think both people need to be on a different page, because you cannot pick up from the book that you were in that chapter. Y'all got to both agree to close that chapter. Everything that was good, bad, and ugly has to die in that chapter. And you have to agree to a new beginning. And I think people struggle with the new beginning, because as soon as you do something suspect, it's like, I'll use this analogy. It's like breaking your foot. I'm talking, ladies, while y'all typing. It's like you break your foot, and for the longest time you on a crutches, and you got the brace on. And the minute you take that brace off and you have to start putting the full pressure on, even though it is completely healed, your mind has to know that foot is healed. And your mind has to know that it's safe to put the weight on it. And I think a lot of times in relationships, we don't get to the point in our mind that we can trust that this thing is healed and we can move forward. We hold on to Oh my God, it really hurt when I broke my foot. Oh my God, don't mess around and almost slip the way you slipped when you broke that foot. Like you'll go all the way back to what happened. So I think it's a mind thing of being able to forgive and let go. And I don't think many of us can do that.
Okay, we got Robin chimed in. Yes, it was short because I remember why we broke up real quick. Facts. Facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna give y'all a different perspective on that.
Okay.
Because typically my rule of thumb is once somebody else smash, ain't no coming back. And the way I ain't gonna say I think like that now, but the way I used to think, oh, you done went out here and got done dirty. Now you want to come on home to me. You done went out here and saw the grass wasn't green on the other side. Now you want to try to come back. You ain't gonna go out there and put a whole bunch of notches under your belt, then bring that thing back to me all used up. Nope.
Ladies, nope. I hope you are taking notes because we are never going to get to see the inside of men mindsets like this again. Are you serious?
You then went out there and did all type of nasty stuff to some other man and gonna come back to me. No.
Like you,
goodbye.
Like you wasn't out there nasty? So it don't matter what you was out there doing.
Well, if you broke up with me, you supposed to stay celibate. That's how I think.
That is a flag on the play.
Stay celibate until if you want to come back, stay celibate. You ain't gonna get out there and did some old weird stuff with this other dude. No.
Is that literally where your mind goes right away? That we went out there and we were swinging off chandeliers for some other dude?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Did that little trick that you do? Nope. You ain't coming back.
But y'all do it all the time. Y'all do it while we with y'all.
Well, those are facts. Those are facts. But still, I mean, I don't know, because I think for men that's that ego, that's that male ego, that's our pride. They're saying, hey, you know, like I say now, if I dumped you and you go out there, you do your thing, and then you know we get back together, I really can't trip. I threw you out there to the streets. Hey, I take what I get, but you damn sure ain't finna dump me and run your ass out in them streets and think you gonna come back? Hell no.
Ooh, so y'all can leave us and then you'll give us grace. This chauvinistic stuff. And then you'll give us.
Some men are different. Some men are different. I'm talking about me here. Talking about myself. But I think a lot of guys think like me.
But let's be honest about this. We are, for the most part, we got a mature audience. We all in our late 30s, early 40s. Ain't none of us virgins. Well, for the most part, we not. So what are you expecting? Because somebody been there before you. Somebody planted the flag on Mount Everest before you.
Don't none of that count before me. Only thing that count is during me and after me. And I'll be damned. That's what all this having break babies. I don't even none of that. I was a firm believer. And my old man taught me that. I don't believe in separate. I don't believe in separating. I don't believe when you married that let's separate and get out here and then see if we really love each other. No, it's BS. I do not believe in that. I do not believe in that.
Really?
Pop say when she walk out that door, leave out in the streets. Leave out in the streets. Yes. Goodbye.
Listen. First up, Robin is on her line. Robin says she's a virgin. She got her line. That's not a thing. I'm gonna call you out. That's not a thing.
How you gonna be reborn again? You reborn again, Robin?
That is a no. But my question is, with a breakup, so what you just did put us on to is what we do in a breakup. So like you leave us, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We can wow out too much. Cause see, like we like to now. Let's just be honest and remember, y'all. We are not the experts. We are the misfits. We keep it real. Not gonna tell you what you should do. I'm gonna tell you what we do. Is what happens.
Facts.
So
Facts.
you break up with me, my petty side comes out,
Right.
and I don't care if after 11 o'clock I cry. From 8 to 11 on my social media, I'm turned up. I'm cute. I'm posting pictures. I'm putting on makeup. Let me just tell you, I'm putting on makeup to walk around Walmart. You ain't gonna know where I'm going, but every time you look at my social media, I am turned up.
Yeah.
Does that impact your ability to get back with a woman? So we broke up on some mess. And I'm out here being petty because you're not finna leave me and think you broke me, whether you did or not. So I'm gonna be petty and I'm stunting. How does that play into your little male ego? Because you really showing me how this ego thing works.
You're a little too damn happy. You smiling a little too much. I got a problem with that. You smiling a little too much. You supposed to be missing me. You supposed to be missing me. Supposed to be missing me at home, baby. Supposed to be missing me.
But miss me. But you watching. Yeah, all right, ladies, you heard it. It works. Being petty after a breakup works. He watching.
Everybody peeking when they first break up with somebody. You want to see what's going on. Everybody, and it's not that you want to get back with them. You're just a little curious. Let me see what you're just a little curious. Because the first thing they say, I know that I hear women say all the time, he was smashing her while we was together. That don't necessarily be the situation. The next boo, you sure gonna get accused, especially if it was too soon. They're gonna be like, he must have been. And guys are saying, we say the same thing about y'all. She was smashing homie anyway. Yeah. Now here's advice. If you any little tidbit of maybe you may want to still got feelings for this person, do your dirt outside of everything. Don't let nobody know. Don't smash one of his boys' cousins and we're always saying the cigar circle. Keep it out the cigar circle. Right. I don't want nobody coming back to me talking about, man, my boy smashing your ex. No man wants to hear that. Those words will cause a dude to fight and then go home and cry. I promise you. Don't no dude want to hear that. No man wants to hear that.
Okay, so if there is someone we want to get back with, and there's the potential, right? Because there are some people, like my ex, that ain't happening. He'd close the door, I get that. But let's say it's somebody that's watching and kind of showing you that they watching and they paying attention and things like that. Then tell me, is it better for you to be petty, like I'm naturally inclined to be? Or is it better for you to, do all the subliminal relationship posts? I'm not okay, but I'm gonna be okay.
Those drive me crazy. Oh my God.
Because that's two sides of the breakups. And ladies, y'all get mad at me if you want to. You're gonna have the one that's like, he missed a good woman, and and it's the one that's like, turn up, so what's the appropriate response? Or is it no response?
I don't know, but when I see stuff like that, I literally want to comment, go get you some chocolate chip ice cream and some Oreo cookies and eat yourself to sleep.
I just want you to know I just want you to know my peanut gallery here yelled no response. So the studio audience said no response. Right. We have a studio audience now. But
I think it's better to be kind of low key. I think low key is the way to play it.
Mystery, huh?
And kind of let it just see how it play out, because you don't want to come off like, I don't care, YOLO. I'm out here doing me, and that would be I'm doing me. I'm just out here doing me, single and ready to mingle. All that stupid stuff. You don't need to do all that if you want to get back, because I think it's to show a person that you cared about you. To even if it's fake, to make them think you really don't care, or like, look, I'm good without you. Goodbye. All that. Yeah, I don't think that's the way to go at all.
Okay.
So eat some chocolate chip ice cream and some Oreo cookies and go to sleep. Go to bed. Somebody hear all that mess.
Now, I am going to end tonight with this very, very last thing. So you hit on something, and I know that we both did this. We was wilding out when we first got divorced, and I know this because we got divorced around the same time.
Yeah, we sure did.
I was newly divorced. You was going through it. So my point is, oh my God, we were in the cigar lounges and we were partying humidor style every weekend, Thursday through Tuesday. Like it was Thursday night football. It was Friday, Saturday. Like we were partying. And so if you looked at our social media for a gauge at how we truly were dealing with our divorce, you would have gotten a different picture, because partying and hanging with y'all was really a way to have a mental break from the relationship. That I just gonna be real now. So for anybody that was thinking it was love, it was not. Like it was, we joke about this. What is something you wish your single friends would have told you before you got single to prepare you for the single life? Because I think my single friends threw me under the bus. They made me think single life was sweet and fun and parties, but
well, you know, the homie's gonna tell you, man, there's too many fish in the sea. Go out here and smash something else. Come on, man, there's a bunch of chicks over here. You know, I mean, it's always horrible advice. I mean, regardless of what, it's never good advice. Lonely folks can't give you no damn good advice. Some people ain't never had like how somebody ain't never been married gonna tell you about going through a damn divorce. People kill me with that. How you gonna advise somebody or something like that? And then back to what you were saying though, you're absolutely right. Because I'm telling you, if you go, anybody in my Facebook friend, if you go all the way back to 2016, boy, I was the life of the party. I was live everywhere. I was drinking. I was kicking. You'd have thought I was having a ball. Yeah. Boy, I can't tell you how many times I went home and cried my drunk ass to sleep. Cried like a baby. Sad as hell.
I was the same way. Like, I cannot tell you how many times. So for me, I lived in Indiana. I came all the way to Chicago to party with y'all. I was
during the week.
During the week. I was so dedicated to partying with y'all. For those of y'all who know the area, I was driving from Maryville to Hyde Park to party and then drive back from Hyde Park to Maryville. And them long drives home in the car by yourself. Yeah, I would cry or wish I had somebody to pick up the phone, or I would tell you the biggest thing. I didn't even have nobody to text and say I made it home safe. Yeah. Facts. That's ain't nobody even worried about whether I made it home safe, whether I could be on the Dan Ryan somewhere, like toe up, and ain't nobody checking. Yeah. And I remember the first time that hit me, like, I don't even have nobody to be like, I'm home. I made it home safe. Ain't nobody fussing at me talking about why you ain't tell me you made it home safe. So don't take those little things for granted, because in a single life, I'm gonna tell you that's a big thing. Like, ain't nobody checking to make sure you made it home safe. They're not, unless they was trying to meet you at home.
Right. That's what trying to. You there yet? Right. You pulled up yet? You straight? On my way.
Right. That's right.
So that is, and you're absolutely right. It's not I don't know what your single friends could text. I believe some people have true friends that'll be like, man, you sure this life ain't what it seems? You know.
Sandra said, single life ain't fun. It's a moment in time.
It's a moment in time. You know, me and my brother went through a divorce at the same time. And we would just say, you know, let them go ahead and do their thing. But when that red light hit, it's cool when the light green and you out with your girls and y'all doing girl tripping and y'all kicking it. But then at some point, you're going to hit that traffic jam.
Yeah.
Life going to slow down and the reality going to kick in, you know. And so I think it hit me really hard when I think the first time after I moved down, I walked into my empty apartment. You know, I moved out and walking into my empty apartment, it really hit me like, oh, this is real. Like
Right.
this is real. You
Yeah.
know. Mm-hmm.
If I had to tell the ladies anything about being single, it would be I am all for women empowerment. Listen, I am not saying we can all have a conversation about how we are whole and we don't need a man. But listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not built like that. I'm not built like that, and some of y'all not built like that, whether y'all honest or not. Y'all out here pretending like you okay and you're not okay. So I'm gonna be that friend. LoveBug is gonna tell you, look, Tia just said it. It's been a long moment. Single life is not fun. You can embrace being single and you can be happy being single, but there are absolutely going to be moments, and not even just like what we talked about Tuesday, right? About, wanting to be cuffed. It's going to be moments you don't want to be single. Yes, I go to restaurants by myself and eat. That don't mean I like it.
Right.
That don't mean I don't want a fine piece of man on the other side of me, like having dinner with me. It's you're going to want male companionship. We're built for that, and I'm not saying you can't work around it. Some of us didn't had to, because some of y'all men ain't worth two smashed flies. Real talk, y'all not. I'm sorry. Am I lying?
No,
Lefty,
you're
am
right.
I
No, you're not
lying?
lying.
Dating pool sucks. But I just, for those who are in relationships that be looking at our Facebook lives, not live.
Right. The Facebook lives.
Those are moments. You're catching the highlight reel. You catching
Right.
us like, hey, me and Lefty are here to tell you what you don't see, what we don't post is the
First of
walking
all,
in and be like,
right. And let me tell you, when people record themselves crying, it makes me sick. I want to break my laptop. I can't stand that. That is so stupid to me.
wait.
But right. And let me get the camera angle right so you can see all the tears. That's ridiculous. But being in this social media life that we're in, it is that's the norm.
It is.
You posting all the little quotes, all the little cute quotes like I'm okay. Like, but if somebody who's been through it can read your post and see you post something too much and be like, you trying to convince yourself. You ain't convincing me. Single and happy. I'm happy and single. Single and happy. Happy and single. All the single ladies singing the song. You dancing around and shit.
Wait. I'm catching flights, not feelings. Right. COVID shut all that down. How is our catching flights, not feeling cruise right now? Because they can't catch no flights right now. So where you going?
And meanwhile, you got people like us sitting there like, this lonely, sad. You is depressed. Now, before we go, I do want to talk, because we are talking about after the post life. Let's say post relationship, post marriage.
Right.
Now we know the difference, because like you said, our age group, probably about 35 and up, our dynamic, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice how much different it was in your 20s to when you was a lot older? You know what I mean? That's a huge difference.
I ain't cut out for this. First up, last time I was single, there was no thing about swiping left and swiping right.
Wasn't no apps.
Wasn't no apps for that. Like, it's been a long time since I was single like this. And y'all is different. Dudes are different than I remember them in my 20s. Y'all are real different. And I'm going to tell you what I have found in the dating pool. Ladies, keep me honest. Just got out of marriage, just got out of breakup, emotionally unavailable. Ain't never been in a real serious relationship. You the old dude in the club and you still think you got that juice, but you really don't.
Still got on the little mink, the short mink. player.
And then it's the ones who absolutely know what they stock is. They know they a good dude, so they are completely into the rotational dating. Now it's like you gotta go in and you gotta sell yourself like an interview to get dated. And in reality, I'm not used to that. Listen,
Robin said just got out of jail.
Just got out of jail.
I need an address, girl. I need an address. I need to use your address for my PO.
Yeah. And so look, see, and so look, like, or they at church. Oh, the church ones. We're not even gonna get into the.
Ooh, that's a whole nother show.
That's a whole. We're gonna have a dating. We're gonna have a Christian dating show. That's a whole show.
We're gonna call it the Holy Lovers.
You know
the
what?
Holy Lovers. We're gonna call it the Holy Lovers.
Anyway, so to choose from, I got jail, I got love after lockup. I got emotionally unavailable men.
Don't forget the bisexual. They gotta throw that.
Oh Lord, I got the down low one.
Throw that in there too.
They not down low no more. The current term is they're sexually fluid.
Oh
anyway,
God, that's horrible.
And it's like, and then you gotta weed through all of that to find a good dude. And now you competing with 7 other women for a good dude. I can't. Robbie said the church men are the devil. Oh, Tiffany, we are not. All I'm gonna say, for those of y'all who do not regularly watch the show, you need to listen to last Friday's show where Tiffany shared her story about the lasso, and that is, I am saying about that. But I gotta tell you, I think men have the advantage to dating at this age. Y'all got the advantage. Y'all know it, and it sucks.
Definitely. And
this is why women like women now, because y'all out here playing.
Well, I mean, you got to think of it too. At this age, you are starting. You're thinking more about growing old. Remember your 20s, you ain't never think you'll get old. Like getting old was
living in your glory days.
Yeah. Getting old was for old folks. Like we never thought we would be old. We never thought we would be in our 40s. I
am not old. Have you seen all of this lusciousness?
No,
I'm not old.
I'm saying what I'm saying is, but now you're thinking more about, at this age, we think more ahead. Yeah, and we're thinking about our future, because now you gotta, let's be real about it. We're in that slot where your ass may be in the old folks' home by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Eating Jello and pudding by your damn self. Like we at that point in our life. You look at somebody grow old with.
I'm not gonna be the cat lady. Right. No, I'm finding
you look at somebody grow old with. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody, gonna help a brother out. I got a bad back and everything. I need somebody gonna rub my back, all that good stuff. Like I need a woman. I want my woman there with me. Come on, baby. Good. Baby, my gout acting up, baby. Come on. Hand me them pills.
I was just finna say, now look, and then we also have to talk about the fact that physically, like you said, we're not in the same shape that we were in. So we got men that's popping yellow and green and red.
Red and yellow. Oh, don't disrespect non-bach. That's my boy. Do not disrespect non-bach.
Well, the red and yellows, we got them popping it. And like, it's like, oh man, come on. Like, our selection sucks. So, Damani, give the ladies that are on here some advice. Because I'm going to tell you, it's a show right now called Ready to Love. I'm about ready to call nephew Tommy and find out how I can get on the show. Hook me up with some singles. That's probably the closest I'm going to get to dating some decent men at this point in time. So, what advice do you have for us? And don't give us that smoke fella advice. I need real advice.
No, you know what? Honestly, and I'm gonna be real with you. It's like going to the boat. It's all a gamble. You gotta open yourself up and know it's a possibility that it's some dogs out there. It just is. And for men, I always joke about how we'll date a woman in her 20s, a girl in her 20s, and get praised. You all don't go back that far, so we got our pool's a little different.
Oh, we get called cougars.
Right. Now, but I would just say be yourself. Don't try to don't put up this facade, like you said, like you don't need no man. Like you have to be willing to open up, but don't be stupid about it. You know what I mean? Don't be stupid about it. Be realistic in your quote unquote the things like the must-haves. we all, what they always say, they want a man that's a educated thug with a big penis and a lot of money. And, you know what I mean? You got this list, this
I can
crazy
still have all
checklist.
that. I can
Well,
still have all that.
good luck. Good luck. Good luck. That's faithful and is romantic to bring you flowers every day. All this stuff. You got at this point, you got to look for somebody you're compatible with, somebody that you can get along with, somebody that brings you peace. And as far as dating, like, man, don't ignore the red flags. Don't ignore it. Check watch their actions. The actions speak way louder than words. If fam always in his phone or sneaking off and all that, like, you gotta pay attention to all that. If he just talking about sex and that's all he want, you gotta like catch up, pick up on it, act on it, and that way, you don't waste as much time. But it's still it's like the boat. You might hit blackjack or you might crap out. You don't know what's gonna happen. But if you just give up though, you are gonna be lonely eating Jello and pudding with 12 cats.
Oh, that's just not a good. Yeah. So what I love about that, and we gonna sign off with that, is if you want to win in this game, you got to stay in it.
Yep.
You got to stay in it, and I think that is the hardest thing. I know I talk to my girls, and it's like I'm ready to just be like, it ain't happening for me. Like, and I don't know how he gonna find me, but at this point, hey, listen, if you interested in dating LoveBug, I'm putting myself out here. Shout to Lucky.
Gotta holler at me. I gotta do a background check. Let me do a background check.
DM my brother, and then we go from there. There you go. Right, there you go. That's what we gotta do. My petty partner will check for me. But I'm just throwing it out there. That would be a dope show. Well, we do some potential dating shows. We could do our own Ready to Love, where we put a bunch of single women who are interested in meeting and a bunch of single men, and we just have a Zoom session and see who connects with who and what happens. Facts. I like it. What woman out there would be willing with me? I will do it if somebody else will do it. We could do some blind Zoom dates. They ain't really blind dates. Zoom dates, and Lefty will give you really bad advice on how to make it through the date.
Right. I'm gonna be like, swipe left, swipe right. No.
Tiffany, like, we could do virtual dates. And look, we'll even sponsor the first date.
Mm-hmm. Virtual dates, I like that.
We will sponsor, we will order the food for y'all and set up the whole little thing as long as you let us watch.
Yeah, until it get weird. Until it get weird. When it get weird, we want off.
Right. At that point in time, I need y'all. We're not even gonna talk about the people who in this pandemic have not mastered Zoom and have, gotten fired. You see the guy from the New Yorker that.
Oh my God.
How do you get turned on in a business meeting? What are y'all talking about that you feel the need to bust that out right then and there and get caught on Zoom?
Maybe somebody on there was showing a little too much cleavage.
We have, besides Camel and myself, Amanda says
Amanda's in. Okay.
All right, ladies, we hear you. We are gonna plan some virtual. Now is on the he's to get us some he's that are willing to. We got to
gather the fellas up. We got to
gather the men up. We got to gather the men up. All right. Well, tonight has been a great night. If y'all did not hear, y'all need to go back and watch it because Lefty gave us some amazing, amazing advice, y'all. We got some man secrets tonight. I also gave up some secrets, which I tend to do every Friday that we do special segments. So men and women got something tonight. I enjoyed myself. I'm glad y'all tuned in. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you all.
Appreciate our audience. Make sure you go out, like, subscribe, share, and rate this podcast. Make sure you share it with your friends. Go on YouTube and follow us. And make sure if you want us to talk about anything in particular, if you would love to hear particular from us, you would love to hear a particular host go in about something, hey, our DMs are open. Mines are open for dates. Theirs are open for show information. Every social media platform is the HSSS podcast. You can get in touch with all of us. So,
Yep.
All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you Tuesday,
See y'all
7
Tuesday.
p.m. All right. Out.
Peace.